Sometimes simple questions are the most complex, such as, what is math? Math is the abstract study of how the structures of systems relate and operate. Or, more romantically, math is often referred to as the language in which the universe is written. Now, like our universe, there are parts we understand well, and parts we still know nothing about. But when your teacher gives you a math problem, he or she is giving you a problem that people already know how to solve. To get a better understanding, let's take a big step back and look at a simple caveman example. And let's say this society has no concept of numbers, but they recognize there can be multiples of things. In math terms, this could be explained as 0, 1, and many. Depending on how such a society is structured, this might work just fine. But what if one day you find a hole near your garden of many carrots? You think a carrot might have been there, but since you still have many, you can't be sure of this. You might decide it's a good idea to find a better way to keep track of your carrots beyond just many. Your first idea might be to draw a line right by each carrot. That way, if you come across a line with no carrot next to it, then you can be certain that there's a missing carrot. But what if someone steals a carrot and erases the line at the same time? To handle this, you might keep a record of these lines inside your cave or hut. But to do this, you need to give names to specific quantities of lines. So you start developing numbers. Now you have a concept of 20 being different from 19. This way, you can count lines, then go out and count carrots, and see if they match. Sure, your system of one line for one item gets tricky when dealing with really large numbers, but since you rarely have to deal with hundreds of thousands of anything, that's more of a problem for later civilizations like us. But what we see here is that math is a method of modeling reality, but yet it departs from reality in just the simplest of calculations. 1 plus 1 equals 2, for example. There is no such thing as 2 in nature. There is just a carrot and another carrot. But because they both exist, we can group them and call it 2. And if we have another instance of that, we would have a carrot, another, and another. Now, math can't exist without human thought, but what it models persists throughout nature. Not every aspect of math is guaranteed to have a real-world equivalent, but it's specifically designed to be identical to reality. Finally, it should be noted that since mathematics is an abstraction, there will be cases where things will work in the abstract, but will make no sense when you try to apply it back to the real world. For example, any child could easily think of a number so large that it's more than all the individual measurable objects in the universe. Now, that number exists and is perfectly sensible in the abstract realm of mathematics, but it still has no meaning or use in the real world.